Hello. So, part two of apparently this is about my marriage. You say it's about my life. You brought a crazy man to our home, the ex-soldier that was from Iraq and so on. I say, how am I supposed to pay a $1,200 mortgage while earning $7 an hour as a security guard because you refused to do what I told you to do with the $100,000? I told her, let's buy sheep, let's buy cattle, let's go live next to your uncle who owns all of this land. All he needs is a little bit of money so that he can buy a pickup truck so he can take the fish that is already on the land, just fish it out of there and go sell it in the market. And she said no. And I told her, I got brothers over there. They're waiting for me. If I ever made it big, I wanted to go back and help them. They don't have shoes. They're super skinny. They're hungry. And she says, I don't care. I mean, in her actions, she says, I don't care. Okay, 14. She says, you got fired as a substitute teacher. And I say, you are also a substitute teacher, but you are afraid of the fourth graders. And you never went one day to work in the high school where I had to put up with some criminals. You know, some of those kids are criminals in there. And I told her I was not ready. I was not ready. It was too much. One day at this school, another day at this other school. It was panic. But now, I mean, even when they said it, I didn't know how to use the computer too much. But there is a way that you could say you only want to go be a substitute only to this school and only on these days or only for this grade. You could do a profile on how you're going to be a substitute. Because I would have stayed with probably second grade and third grade. Fourth grade they misbehave, and well, it's not so much. It's not nowhere near. It's not violent like high school. It's not sexual like middle school and high school. High school is just sex. All right, 15. Yes, I am passive aggressive, which means I don't fight you directly. In fact, in Aikido, I just learned that you never take on an opponent full forward. You go to the sides all the time. Keep the opponent to the side so he won't hit you. I do laugh silently when I see you starting the lawnmower. Now, this is a few years back. I mean, I just wrote this email, but she couldn't start the lawnmower when I first. Well, neither could I. I didn't know how to do it. You know, I finally had to cut grass. You know, after living in a condo. But you know why I want you to know how to use tools and equipment, guns, knives, how to fight, how to use a lawnmower. It's because one day I won't be here. I could be dead. And you need to be able to protect my children. You need to know how to cut the grass, how to turn on the lawnmower, how to fix one even, and more. You need to learn more. You need to know about you're allowed to shoot people in Florida inside their home, but not outside in the backyard. You need to know what to do when a person is getting angry at you and is ready to smack you. You need to know how to de-escalate situations. You remember that lady? Oh, here we go. It's because one day I won't be here, and you need to be able to protect my children. You remember that lady that used to chain herself to her two oldest sons as she walked to the supermarket in Honduras? Everybody would laugh at her, but she did it so that that soldier man would not take her away and rape her. You remember these stories that we've heard about our ancestors? We both know the story of her life. You know, some of my relatives will find this video, so I'm not going to explain. How many people have I known that have been raped? 3 family members, actually 4. You know? So that's why I teach you that you need to know how to fight. You need to be able to feel strong enough that you can call someone and tell them this person is doing this to me so they can stop doing it. You need to, I mean, I'd love to have strong children and strong leaders and strong family members. But family does not exist anymore. In the United States, it's just the individual. Women are having children by themselves with some sort of procedure so that they don't have to deal with a man or fathers or anything like that. So I know one man, but he's in Japan. He had like $100,000, like 10 dolls, sex dolls, and he says it's just the way I deal with it because they don't say no. They're always available. I have them in all varieties. I don't know, they were big and small, but maybe it was their hair color that was different. I don't know. Different models. And I really understand that. I really understand sex dolls. Especially if you have women that don't want to give you any, you know. All right, to you people listening, Honduras has many dangers. Criminals stop buses and rob and extinguish. They shoot everybody on that bus. They light it on fire. Judges and lawyers are shot down in front of their houses. All right. Now in the United States, all the news you get is just about the United States, so I don't watch anything in there. The first time I picked up a newspaper in Honduras, I almost dropped it. It was full of blood on the front page, and it showed gory or a death scene. You know, someone just got shot. It was a lawyer or a judge or something. I don't know. Nice clothing and blood all over the thing. He was face up. I mean, they show you the crime scene photos. That's the newspaper. All right. They don't. I mean, Hondurans. I don't know if they're like me, but they probably don't want to watch movies about people shooting each other because they live that. That's the life that they have over there. I mean, you're a doctor. Okay, imagine you're a doctor here in Honduras or in the United States, but over there in Honduras, I know one doctor and lawyer. They're married, right? They come home. Her underwear is all over the floor. The front door is missing. The neighbors didn't say anything because they didn't see anything. Why not? Because then they would go into the neighbor's house and, oh, okay. What? You know those expensive guys that come to fix your refrigerator over here in a nice pickup truck or a nice van from Sears and all these places in the United States? Over there, they're on bicycle. They're on bicycle and they go to your house and they fix your refrigerator. It's amazing. To me, it's amazing because I'm glad those guys have a job. But over here, they would be worth, what, $50,000, $70,000, $100,000 a year? All right. So people listening, judges and lawyers are shot down in front of their houses. It's a small. Everybody knows who you are. Okay, here we go. My grandpa told me how the police would go at night in Honduras in unmarked cars, and they would extinguish all the homeless children in order to stop the gangs from getting new members. They would call it limpieza, or cleaning. Then he told me that it was a human rights violation, and so now the police wasn't doing that anymore, so we have more criminals. I will add that the men that go to, okay, this is a good one for another video about prostitutes. Talk to you later. This is, oh, it's only 8 minutes. Let me keep going. Oh, okay. I will add. Okay, so we got the criminals in Honduras. We got the police dressed as in black in uniform, something so nobody knows who they are. But the way they operate, they're military. They're organized, and they go around and recruit, not recruit, but they go around and extinguish children that are homeless. This is what happened in Honduras, according to my grandpa. All right, so I don't go out at night, you know. I predict, now my white skin though, my clothes, everything's different about me if I was to go to Honduras. Now, even as a young man, I predicted some of the children, for instance, young men. My mother used to dress me up. She told me wear this. I used to wear, I was in Honduras without my mother, but 16 years old, I was wearing shorts. I had Reeboks. Those are like Nike shoes, very expensive shoes back then. Not too expensive because she didn't get the most expensive. But anyway, I had white gym shoes. Who else over there had white gym shoes? Who had a brand name like Reebok? Nobody. Who was walking around in shorts? Young men in Honduras, they imitate the old men. They wear long pants. They don't wear shorts. There was only 3 brothers that used to wear shorts. You only wear shorts when you go to the beach. And not swimming trunks, shorts. All right. So, I mean, if you go to Honduras, you're going to stand out. Whether because of your size, how tall you are, how fat you are, or the clothing you wear. All right. So why do rich men go to see prostitutes? I think it's because girlfriends become wives, and then the wives get divorced and then take the rich man's money. Others have wives that don't do much sexually. Perhaps they don't move at all, or they stop having sex with their husbands. Others might just mistreat their husbands. You know, if they're yelling at you or something, I don't know. I'm not talking about my particular spouse, by the way. Either one of them, I'm not in this moment. All right, you mothers listening, you mothers that are on YouTube there, do you really expect your son to be able to say no to a prostitute? Those women are super gifted at seducing men. The only way you can stop your son from seeing a prostitute is A, B, C, D. A, if you don't chase away his girlfriend and in fact help him get a girlfriend that gives him sex. B, if you chain him up at night, that's the time he gets super horny. Now that's also illegal according to the Declaration of Human Rights. You know, you're not allowed to chain people up, but that one's not possible. I mean, it is possible, it's illegal. C, if you hide his car keys, that's not too effective because he will go on foot. He'll go 20 miles to go find a girl, you know. D, if you go with him and stay up all night as a chaperone at his side without leaving him for even one moment to go to the bathroom. And even then, I think it's not practical because you would need 3 soldier type women to no, he would eventually get one of the soldier women. I mean, he would. I mean, you cannot stop a horny man by telling him, don't go see prostitutes. I mean, you're not even going to tell him that. How many mothers tell you not to go see a prostitute? You know? All right, you young men, if you walk into a place and the women are naked and surrounding you, let me tell you now that you are not dreaming. You are not dreaming, because it all becomes like, is this real? And you get in shock and you freeze. You just stay there, and then they pull you by the arms and then they touch you all over the place, in the privates and everything. All right, you are not dreaming. Just the only thing you can do, if you can, which you should, we shouldn't even be in there. You drop your wallet, take it out, just drop it, and turn around and run away. It's going to be dark in there. You won't even know which way is the door. It's going to be full of other men, but they're just as lost as you are. It's going to be dark in there. There's going to be cigarette smoke, which is never go where there's cigarette smoke. That gives you an idea. Leave your wallet there so that they will let you get out of there. Drop your wallet and turn around and run. Walk fast away. It's going to be dark in there. Leave your wallet there so that they will let you get out of there. Your only chance is really not to go out at night. Chain yourself up in your room if you have to do it. You know, maybe there's an alarm that you could say, let me out of this room at 7 in the morning or something, you know. And then the door will not unlock until 7 a.m. like a vault, some type of thing. Have you seen the werewolf movie where the human finds out that he is the werewolf and he locks himself in the jail so that he won't go eat humans on the night of the full moon? Well, that's what most young men have to do if they want to be able to stop themselves from going out at night and finding a prostitute. Now, the young men, they're not looking for a prostitute. They're looking for a young woman. But the young women that are out there at night, I ran into two that were very shy because they were looking at me and they wanted me, but I used to be handsome, all right, not 16 years old. But they were shy and they just couldn't ask me. They couldn't ask me. They wanted to, but they were shy. Now, these might be beginners, all right? Young girls that are beginners at the art of prostitution. Also, be careful before sunrise, because one time in Chicago, I went to pick up my friend, a young man. We were going somewhere, and I was waiting outside in the car with my window down. It was still dark, 6:30 or something. When a woman stuck her head into the car and offered me a blowjob for $5. You know, she just like popped her head in there, and I'm like looking at her, and she's looking at my penis. Well, I'm wearing pants. She frightened me so much, I told her, no, thank you. I'm waiting for my friend to come down. And she left. I was about 16 years old. It was my first car. All right, so that was scary. It was a $700 car, by the way. Buick Skylark, 2-door. The seats wouldn't go down. I had a problem with that in another situation. All right. You dictator parents, you want your kids to be successful, but chances are that your kids will be weak physically, mentally, and spiritually. They will be leaving at home with you when they are 40 years old because you were ruthless as a parent. You tell them, oh, if someone bothers you, you punch him hard. Now go get some training, because you're sending kids that don't exercise on a suicide mission if you want them to punch a bully. The bullies have confidence, and most of them do know how to fight. They know tricks. And then you go to punch him, and you're holding the arm like this, and then you punch him like that. Well, that bully already clocked you like 4 times. Or he's got his friend to hit you, all right? So, or trip you. He's got his friend to trip you. So you dictator parents, you tell your kid, oh, you punch him. Or you're going to be a diplomat. You're going to be an ambassador. You're not going to be a janitor. But what he ends up being is a janitor. And everybody, young little kids, used to tell me what to do because their brain was more aggressive than mine. More assertive, if it's another word. More powerful than mine. I was having a panic attack when I was a cashier, and they would say, get me those cigarettes, and they would say the brand, and I was like, I don't know what it looks like. I was all internal, having all of this paranoia. I was like, will I be able to find the cigarettes? Oh, please God, help me find those cigarettes. I don't know which they are. I mean, now if it takes me 10 hours to find a pair of cigarettes, then it takes me 10 hours. You want to go shopping somewhere else? Go shopping somewhere else. In fact, I'm not going to work selling cigarettes. You know? One time I applied at Barnes & Noble, and the lady interviewing me said, anything you have to say? Anything you want to tell me? And I said, oh yes, I'll put the books away, but I don't want to touch any of the gay books or the homosexual books. I don't want to touch any of those. I don't want to look at the pictures on the cover and things like that in the adult section. I don't want to look at that. So she didn't hire me. She didn't hire me. She just went, okay. Well, thank you so much. All right. That's because I was too honest. Now, again, the spouse, she's got more sense than I have, you know. When I told her that this driver picking me up was drinking a beer, and I told her, I don't understand. Why would he pull over at a Publix, buy a beer, and then the guy in the back opens it and gives it to him? And I said, yeah, I think he was drinking a hot beer. I mean, I don't drink beer, all right? I tried it years ago, and it was a horrible taste when I was 16, 17, something like that. It was a horrible taste. A relative gave it to me. But anyway, it was a horrible taste. And I was thinking, why have a hot beer? Even those guys put it in the fridge. You know, all the people I grew up with, neighbors and things. You know, kids, teenagers. They all put it in the refrigerator. Now this guy's drinking it. It must have been that he must have bought one separate that was cold. Unless maybe they stick the whole thing, the cardboard box. They stick the whole cardboard box in the Publix refrigerated section. I didn't pay close enough attention. I got to go to Publix and find out. I just found out the Publix has a separate beer section, you know, a whole, like, away from the store. Excuse me. Alright, so, you dictator parents, they will be living at home with you. Your kids will be living at home when they're 40 years old. Look at me, I live at home. I live here. Some of them will eventually become strong and hurt you for all you did to them as a child. Like, why did I put my mother in jail? Because she didn't say good morning to me. I mean, the rest of the world could ignore me, but my own mother not saying good morning to me because she's talking to the neighbor in the living room. I said good morning to the neighbor first. Then I went, good morning, Mom. They're going to ignore me? So I went to cut a tree, and that got my mother upset because, well, I didn't like the tree because I had to cut the grass, and I used to bang myself on the branches. And then I couldn't really pass the lawnmower around it because the roots were above ground. And then I don't like, not oranges, they were sour ones, grapefruit. I don't like that, so I cut the tree. So my mother chased me around and then did something else that got her into jail. That's when she made, I wrote it down. I then teased her and she became angry as usual. Then she made her going to jail mistake. Alright, I liked it when she was chasing me around the tree because I knew she couldn't catch me. I don't run fast, but I run faster than my mom. But then she threw me into the hospital jail by getting my spouse to sign some papers that my this is the second time that I went to the hospital jail. That she signed some papers, the spouse did, that my super intelligent mother wrote at the courthouse. Yes, I really do believe that my mother is super intelligent. I also am intelligent, finally, now that I'm 35 to 40. I'm 40 now, but I became intelligent at 35. It's like my eyes opened up. But I do have to be careful with her, because with my mother. Just yesterday, she said she was going to put me away again because I didn't put the knobs on her dresser. I told her that you have grandkids now, I told her. You know, I don't have to do it because you have grandkids. Get them to do it. But I know the type of grandkids, the children that I have. And they both ignore her, and one of them goes to take a shower for 4 hours or something, you know. I told her that her grandchildren can do it. And she said that she told them to do it, and they refused her, and so she got upset. Alright, so she was in jail for 47 days, and she lost 30 pounds. She's about I have no clue, but she's over 200. My mom used to be 5'7", 5'6", something like that. Now she's hunched over. But even back then, I told her to straighten out, but she wouldn't do it. You know, when she was 40, 30, I used to tell her, straighten out, straighten out. But the little kids, the bullies, used to tell her, alta, flaca, fea. Alta is tall, ugly. Flaca is skinny, ugly. The kids used to do that at school, so she used to hunch over. She used to be the only redhead in the whole school, probably in the whole village, you know, in Honduras. Just yesterday, she said she was going to put me away again because I didn't put the doorknob, the little knobs on her dresser. I told her that her grandchildren can do it, and she said that she told them and they refused her. I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm trying to catch on here with the email. She was in jail for 47 days and lost 30 pounds. Maybe she's 250. I'm 224 or something like that. I was in the hospital jail for 7.5 days, the first time, and that had nothing to do with my mother. But the second time, I was in jail for 5 days, the second time, just because she filled out a piece of paper and then had the spouse sign it. Just because they didn't want me to be homeschooling the children. And I said, no, I'm having fun. And she said, send them back to school. I said, no, I'm having fun. Then she said, if you don't do it, I will do something. But I didn't. I thought she would do something, but not. I'm talking about the spouse. I thought she would. I thought she would do something, but destroy my books or something. But no, she didn't do that. She actually threw me in the hospital jail by signing papers that I hear things and see things. I don't see things. I don't hear things. All right, bye for now. What else did I write? Oh, I would move out if I had the money, but I don't have the money to move out. And yes, people, I've heard the joke that all humans are insane, some more and some less. To prove my point, who thinks Bruce Lee was sane or normal? I mean, this guy wouldn't sit down. He wouldn't stop exercising. And what about Edison or Tesla? They were completely different from normal persons. The world depends on people like you and like me. I hope that you've learned something from this. Oh, I have more. I'll make another video. Be better than I am, your friend Daniel.